Hi guys, hope you're doing well today. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. A while back, several videos back, were Mike Elam and especially Oakley Dean. In fact, we're going to put that video in here after a while where Mr. Davison talks about Oakley Dean.
Okay.
Send him an email at 10:22 that morning. Guys, and I asked for, where's the pictures? Where's any pictures at? Griffin, they got permission from Griffin, Pauline's brother, to dig her up. He didn't tell nobody else. Nobody in the family knew because Eric's father, Mike Vance, was buried on top of his mother, his ashes. And Diane, Pauline's daughter, other daughter, and Mike's sister, was also cremated and buried on top of her mother. Griffin didn't let nobody know because nobody knew they was digging Pauline up until the day that they were actually there digging. And somebody called them up and said, "Hey, they're digging up your grandma." What? Mom and Dad's there also. What are you talking about? And we said in one of our videos, if um, Oakley Dean Baldwin was cousins of Pauline and everything, post pictures. Nobody's ever posted pictures. Nobody's ever posted no pictures until the other day. And somebody posted this. Now I don't think it was Oakley. I think it come from somebody else that sent it to us.
Okay.
So I don't know where it came from originally. I imagine Griffin, because that's Griffin over here behind Sheila. There's Griffin. And over here behind me is Pauline.
Pauline, yeah. You want me to pull the picture up so they can see the picture maybe better?
Yeah, if you can.
So let's see what the picture does, okay, guys? Just
Yes, do that.
there we go.
Oh, great, baby.
Now they can see everything a little better.
Thank you. See, you're the best.
There we go.
There you go, guys. There's Griffin Mullins. There's his wife. There's Buford Pusser. And there's his wife, Pauline. Now we're not sociologists and psychiatrists.
Okay.
Any of those big names. We're not anything, Sheila and I, common sense people. I got 40 years experience as a police officer. And that man right there holding that drink up, could that be a flash of where he just happened to close his eyes at that time, or could he be intoxicated? That's Griffin Mullins. I don't know. I'm asking a question. Could he be intoxicated? Because everybody else is, what's wrong, babe?
I was saying his drink looks like he's drunk out of it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, look at Buford's drink and even Pauline's when it has a better picture.
Yeah, you can't really see it here.
That's okay. I've seen it before.
Right.
It's over here. And you can see that both their drinks are full. Buford and Pauline's drinks haven't even been touched. Griffin Mullins' drink is almost empty. It's less than half for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
The wide part of the glass it's down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at Griffin's eyes. Now, let's just analyze this.
Okay.
You know, some people says, we shouldn't analyze, shouldn't jump the gun, shouldn't use your opinion. But yet, poor old Buford there, everybody in the country's used their opinion on him. He's a murderer. He's walks on both sides of the law. He's a abuser. He's a domestic violence man. He's everything in the world. Look at his drink. He may be all of those things. He's not a drinker. He's not a drinker. Now, on the other hand, Griffin over here, his eyes tells me if I pulled him over, I'd be administering a field sobriety test to that man. That man has said something or done something that the other three parties there is not happy with. His wife's not frowning. I'm not going to say it. I won't be like they did Buford, but
Mhm.
why is his wife? Look at Buford and Pauline. You could see the disdain Buford Pusser has for this fella in his face. You can see the smirk on his face. His eyes show contempt for this man. Look how he's looking at him cross-eyed. Look at Pauline. Look at his sister sitting across from him.
Mhm.
Is she laughing? Is she smiling? Because he's smiling. His wife's got a vague grin. She may
Right.
be afraid not to smile. She may be smiling because she's hostage. Who knows? I don't know that, but I know that Buford and Pauline are not happy. You can see they're not looking at each other. Now, some people might say, well, Buford and Pauline's probably mad at each other. Are they?
No.
Why ain't they looking at each other? Why are they both looking at her brother, Griffin?
Mhm. Pauline is just sitting there looking at him. She's not
She's
really
got her hands
responding.
crossed and she's just sitting there like resentful. She can't, like she doesn't know what to say. If I would, I'm studying the picture,
Mhm.
guys. Who am I?
Mhm.
Sheila and I are looking at this picture for the first time because this is the only picture you're going to find of these four together. You're going to hear us ask after a while, where's the picture of Griffin at his sister's funeral? Where is Hillman Buford together with Pauline laying in the casket? We know they had cameras because Dewana is there. Buford is there with his wife. Where's
Hmm.
where's Griffin?
Hmm.
Where are the photos of Griffin with Pauline at the funeral? We were told they didn't speak for the last years of Pauline's life.
Yeah. So they didn't get along.
Does that mean it's the truth? No, doesn't mean it. But we haven't seen no pictures of Griffin other than this one here. And this is 1963 or 64. 1963 or 64. You know, the funny thing about these old timey pictures, you can turn that picture over
Mhm.
and show us the, be careful, I hold my hand up there. It goes out. That's
That's
static.
weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
You can turn that picture over there and it'll tell you the date on the back of it, the year.
Mhm.
But they told us it was 63 or 64. Pauline died 4 years later.
Yeah.
Where's a older picture than that at where they're together? Is this the last time they were ever together? Is this the only time they were ever together? Where's the last year's photos? 3 to 4 years
Interesting.
before Pauline's death.
Yeah.
And I keep going back to this, but this is common sense. Where's one of the funeral? Where's one of Griffin with his sister that he was so concerned about being abused that he would agree to have her dug up with two
Mhm.
grandchildren, with two of her children
And that would be his
on
niece and nephew, right?
with his niece and nephew, but he couldn't call up the rest of the family and
Mhm.
say, hey guys, I've gave the TBI, I've gave Mr. Davison permission to dig up Pauline, my sister. Whoa, wait a minute, Griff. Mom and dad's buried on
Yeah.
top of her.
Yeah.
Let us go get their ashes off. They'll be scattered everywhere.
Show you where they're at.
That's his niece and nephews. He never notified them that we know of.
Right.
If we're wrong, correct us in the comments. We'll change anything. Sheila and I say we could be wrong on a lot of things, guys.
Well,
Don't
we
mean,
were told that they didn't find out until
oh, for
they had
sure.
started
For sure. As far as
doing
I know, we've still got an interview that we're going to do
this
come
month.
Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Yeah,
This month.
come Thanksgiving, unless something happens that it changed their mind, we're still going to do a interview and let some people know some stuff. Buford or Griffin together, not there. There's no picture of Buford and Griffin together after this photo. This was at least 4 years before Pauline's death. Where is Oakley Dean Baldwin? Where's his wife, Doris? Where is Oakley Dean Baldwin's pictures of him and Doris at Pauline's funeral? Remember? They're related. Justice for Pauline. We love Pauline. We were just such good friends and buddies and cousins. And where's the pictures? Because I've got some good friends, good cousins. I can show you pictures of some of them, especially at funerals. Funerals back home, we're from the mountains, but everybody gets together and takes pictures because you always say, we never know who's in this picture ain't going to be here at the next funeral we go to. Who's not going to be here? Either sick in the hospital or the one that's laying corpse. That man's intoxicated, in my opinion, just looking at him. And he has said something so resentful, so that Buford can hardly contain himself, it looks like.
Yeah.
And if you'll look, you'll see how he's looking away from Buford. He don't want to look at Buford. He's not saying, whatever he's saying was said away from Buford. He's pointing at somebody else. It may be about Buford, but he's not going to face Buford when he says it, in my opinion.
Oh.
Again, I just like looking at things like this, and look at that old jukebox up on the wall behind him.
Yeah, I was looking at
You
that
can tell it's in
earlier.
the 50s or 60s,
I was looking at that earlier.
maybe closer. They got married in 1959.
Mm-hmm.
This may be at Buford and Pauline's wedding night or something.
Oh, yeah.
It may have been as far back as the 50s. Any friction, reunion, any other family functions, reunions, weddings, nothing to show. Even the Baldwins. Let's throw Oakley in there because Oakley gives a call or an email to Mr. Mark Davison so he could stand up there and say, at 10:22 this morning, I received a call from Oakley Dean Baldwin, and he was thanking me, from the Mullins family, from the so-and-so family, from the... We've been told he didn't even know Pauline, him or Doris. We've been told that either one of them didn't even know her. Just because somebody may have had a Mullins name in their family, just because somebody's a McCoy doesn't mean they're related to Fred McCoy. Just because somebody's a Hatfield doesn't mean they're related to Fred McCoy. Guys, this ain't going to be. We're not going to drag this video out. She's going to play you that.
I'll add the video here.
She's going to play you that thing of Mark Davison, where he's thinking, and you may even just play the one of her brother. Play the one of Griffin where he says, had I known, he gets it backwards, and that shows that he's elderly. You know, I said in one video, was this even elderly abuse? Does Mr. Griffin, does Mr. Mullins even know what he done? Is he fully culpable of knowing what he did when he gave permission to dig her up? Does he even know what he done? Because he didn't notify the rest of the family. And that goes along with what people told us, that he didn't get along with the rest of the family. Because if he did, surely he would have checked with the nieces and nephews and told them that they were going to dig his sister up, their grandma.
Right.
What kind of person does that? What kind of person digs your grandma up or digs any member of the family up and doesn't even have the respect, mutual respect, to call and say, hey, it's only going to take me a second here. We'll dig a mama up. Hang up. How long does that take? What was the purpose in not telling anybody? What was the big secret about? Respect? You know, Mr. Davison, we done a video earlier. I did. It's either going to be before this one, after, or somewhere, but he calls her the Mullins Pusser. He calls her Mullins Pusser. But yet he says, justice for Pauline. He don't even call her by her first name. He wants that Mullins name to stand out. So when you see the video of Mr. Mullins on there, old, elderly gentleman, elderly. I don't know what his capabilities as far as knowingly and everything on life, what his mental state is.
Mhm.
Nowadays, it seems like dementia and Alzheimer's and all these things that come about in a person's life, it's happening more and more to all of us. People's forgetful. People's
Mhm.
has this man ever been diagnosed with any kind of anything like that? Was he taken advantage of? Was papers put in front of this man? Because we were told, doesn't mean it's the truth, but we were told that he was confronted more than once. I think we were told he was confronted at least 3
3
times.
times. Yeah.
I thought at least 3 times before he agreed to let them dig him up. If that's
Mhm.
true, why did they keep going back? Why did they keep pressuring this guy
Pushing it.
instead of going to Dewana's children or going to Mike's children? Why didn't they go to Eric Vance? Why didn't they go to Madison?
Madison.
Why didn't they? Says there in the end of Mr. Davison's statement that the Pusser family wanted their privacy. They didn't want to be bothered. Don't go ask them no questions, guys. They don't want to be bothered. Really? Is that what they said? Or is that what somebody told the press so they wouldn't go ask questions and find out how the Pusser family or the Vance family really felt?
Hmm.
Guys, you've got the picture there. It's behind us on the wall. It's probably blurry the way it's looking to me and
Yeah, it's
Sheila
gonna
here.
be that way too in the video for some
So
reason.
we don't know what made it like that, but whatever it is.
I don't know.
But you've got the picture on the front there. Study that. Study that photo and see what your take. Put it in the comments. I could be nothing I say is wrote in stone.
Right.
It's nothing I could be but I can just see Buford's face. I can see the contempt on
The way he's looking at
oh yeah.
Mr. Griffin.
And look
Yeah.
at Pauline.
Well, we
Pauline.
can't see. She's behind you. There you
Oh,
go.
look, that's my sweater, babe, doing that. It ain't you, it's
I don't
me.
know what it is, but he's gone.
Yeah,
Now I'm disappearing.
yeah. Look at him and look
Uh-huh.
at the other 3.
Yeah.
The other 3's eyes are clear. The other 3's alert.
See that. Now, say
You gotta stay there. That's
I've
good.
got to stay here. So.
You look good. Boy, you look cute.
Ooh,
Ooh.
the way this is turning out.
All right, guys. Babe, that's all I've got. That's just an interesting photo. That's the only photo we've got, guys. Somebody
Yeah.
sent us.
Yeah.
Only photo we've got. And they're saying that that's Griffin Mullins. We hope it is. We hope somebody's not. You know how you can, what's it, Photoshop? You can do
Mhm.
anything anymore. So, but to the best of our knowledge, that's Buford, Pauline, and her brother Griffin. And this picture was taken somewhere between 63 and 64, they said, but since they didn't show the back of the picture and the
Mhm.
date on it, we're wondering if it might even be taken earlier when Pauline and Buford, when Buford was still wrestling. This may
Oh,
have been taken in Chicago or anywhere.
yeah. That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
You're right, babe, unless you got something. What's
No,
your
I'm good.
thoughts on it? You got anything to?
No, not really. It's just oh, strange.
Only
But like
picture
we
they got.
said, yeah, they're Mr. Pusser's glass and Miss Pauline's glass.
Oh, ain't been touched.
No,
Ain't been
definitely
touched.
see it in his.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
And you look at their eyes. You're not even getting a red. Remember back in the old
mhm.
days when you take, well, I guess it still happens nowadays sometimes where the eyes show up red. Their eyes ain't even showing up red or nothing. Buford
Well, it seems like
and
she was the only one that Miss Mullins was the only one who knew that he was taking a picture because look at everybody else's face. Look where they're looking.
mm-hmm.
She's looking at the person, looks like it's taking the picture,
Yeah.
but the other ones are
Yeah,
looking at
Buford's looking at him.
Mr.
Both of them.
Yeah.
They're both studying him. They're both
Yeah.
looking at him, wondering what is. Let me get out of the way there. I'm still blurring her picture, and she's looking at her brother with
Yeah.
about the same resentment
Mhm.
as what Buford is.
Mhm.
I would say I ain't gonna say that, but I was gonna say it's
Interesting.
probably the last picture they ever took together, and I believe it probably is, but I have no proof of that.
Yeah.
They may have 100,000 pictures. Who knows?
Yeah.
We haven't seen them. We've
Right.
asked for them. we'd like to see one of him at the funeral because we were told they didn't get along. Pauline and him didn't get along because of Buford. Him and Buford didn't get along, so Pauline and him her brother fell out. So why he would have the authority to have her dug up with not even going through the rest of the members of the family and getting their approval, or at least seeing how they felt about it. At least if they would have done that, they would have found out that there's 2 other children buried on top of her. That
To me, I don't know, Mr. Mullins there would have been the weakest link, as they say. He would have been the easiest to
manipulate.
convince. Yeah.
Manipulate.
So
Yeah, I believe that. And they put him on that camera. You're gonna see. She'll add the video at the
I'll
back.
add the video.
Okay, babe.
All
That's
right.
it. Hey guys, we've got one more thing to say in closing this video out. After we get done here, stay tuned for the audio and the videotape of the news conference that day. But Mr. Griffin says that he was devastated. He was devastated when he found out. And had he known now what he knew then, or knew then what he knows now, I think he got it a little bit backwards. But she would have never gone back to Tennessee. What does Mr. Griffin know now that he didn't know then?
Good point.
What does he know now? He knows what Mike Elam has said. He knows what Oakley Baldwin has said. He knows the rumors that the TBI has turned into a report and have said. But he doesn't know anything for a fact. He doesn't know anything more today than he knew when she was alive.
Right.
Now, he says there one time, he says, I knew deep down she had problems in her marriage. Well, how did he know that? In Buford and Pauline's marriage, when they lived in Tennessee, how did he know that? But yet, Griffin lived near Pauline and Pete Vance, Pete Roman Vance, when he was supposedly beating her and abusive to her. According to people we talked to, family members, Roman Pete Vance was very abusive towards Pauline. It's funny that Griffin never stepped in then. You never hear him say anything, or there's no record where Mr. Griffin have ever stepped in to take up for his sister Pauline. Supposedly beat her so bad that it caused her to have birth defects from one of their children. At least that's what we've been told.
You mean Mr. Vance?
So where was he at when Pauline was taking these alleged beatings from her first husband? He says he would have rescued Pauline. Why didn't he? Why didn't he rescue her from Pete Vance? See, you know who rescued Pauline from Pete Vance? Buford Pusser. Buford Pusser took her away from that lifestyle. He took her away from the abuse that she was. Why would a man rescue a woman from being abused and then abuse her himself with no record all through their marriage, other than when people's senile, and they come up, Mike Elam comes up in his book or in his podcast and says, oh, she was abused. Oh, she was this. He spoke that into history the same as somebody could speak that into Mike's 50-year marriage to his wife. Somebody could go out here today and start the same rumor on Mike Elam that he started on Buford Pusser. There's nothing that says that you can't do that, except most people are better than that. Most people will not go out here and start rumors on people solely for the sake of having a podcast, solely for the sake of writing a book, or solely for the sake of just dishonoring somebody's reputation or their legend. Most people don't do that because it's very easily done for anybody to do on Mr. Griffin and his wife, on Mr. Elam and his wife, on anybody. But for some reason, it's okay if we do it to Buford Pusser. Buford Pusser's open for anybody. Say anything you want to about old Buford. Since Dewanna's deceased, nobody's going to say nothing. Nobody's going to stand up. I'm hoping, Sheila and I are, and we have a feeling that that's about to change between Eric and Madison and the other Diane's children, grandchildren. That may all change eventually. Hopefully so. Hopefully for the better. But when these people, the TBI goes to these people and they play movies of them up behind the podium there, and they want to say how they would have stood up for their sister had they known this was going on. Well, they knew it was going on with Pete Vance. They knew it was going on. They didn't do nothing then. Why would we think anything would be different? It's easy to say. I feel you, babe. I got you. Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry if this video's drug out. We just want to, it's, sometimes you just have to look into things a little bit harder than what people tells you for a videotape that's going to be playing for the TBI or for Mr. Davison. It's funny, this prosecutor, they have no evidence. The director, they have no evidence. They've lost the file. They've lost the evidence. They've lost anything to do with 1967 ambush case. They have lost it. And they come up there and try to dazzle you with a couple of videotapes from a man that says he or his wife, whomever, is married to Pauline Pusser, but yet says later on they never knew her. That's what we've been told, that there's comments or a tape where they said they never knew Pauline Pusser, but yet they want justice for Pauline. People can say anything they want when they're writing books or doing podcasts. Thanks, guys. I got you, babe.
And at 10:22 this morning, I got an email from Oakley Dean Baldwin, which said, Mark, on behalf of the Mullins family members, Griffin, Robert, and Trula Hall, many cousins, and other family members, we thank you for giving Pauline a voice from her grave. I'll now turn over the podium.
Pauline was my oldest sister. She was the leader of our family. She was the most caring, personable person that you would ever want to meet. You would fall in love with her. She was a people person. And of course my family would always go to Pauline if they had an issue or they needed some advice. And she was always there for them. She was just a sweet person. And I loved her with all my heart. And I've missed her horribly this last 57 years. Lord knows I've missed her.
All right, guys, we hope you're doing well this evening. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. God bless.